What's up, Multiverse? Dr. Dave here. Welcome to the Geek Lounge. So it's been about a month since I unboxed some Funko Pops here on the channel, and I thought my parcels were stacking up, so we are going to get into them today, and we're going to waste no time because we've got about 25 to get through, starting with the 2017 Summer Convention exclusive Interplanetary Batman. So I picked this up from Be More Geek. I normally browse their online section for grails, but they actually have a pretty cool non-grail section as well, where you can get some great pieces for great prices. So I decided to pick up this Interplanetary Batman for my Batman collection. It's clearly the Adam West 66 one, because we do have the eyebrows as well as the kind of grey and blue suit. But yeah, I don't really recall if he ever went into space or if this was from comics. Like, I know he definitely went into space a bunch of times in the comics. If anyone knows for sure, drop a comment below. But then again, they did make some other kind of crazy Batman variants. Maybe this was just another one. Moving from Marvel to DC, next up we have Elektra from the Daredevil Netflix series. So this was another purchase from Be More Geek in the non-grail section. I think I paid £10 for it, which I think is a really good deal. I do feel the pop was a lot more expensive back in the day. It is, of course, from the Daredevil Netflix series. Daredevil Reborn drops in, yeah, it's just under a month, right? March 5th, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought, you know what, let's pick this up, add it to the collection. I do have like Matt Murdock, I've got Wilson Fisk, I do have the Punisher chase, I've got one of the Daredevil variants as well, so I figured, you know what, let's just add Elektra into that collection as well. I also picked up a couple of variants for my Spider-Man collection. First up then we have the Holiday Spider-Man, and I mean, this Holiday Spider-Man figure is nothing amazing, but it is a kind of cool and little cutesy one in his traditional red and blue outfit. And if we spin round, and you guys can see at the bottom, he's opening a gift from MJ, and it is a camera, and with the eyes, he looks pretty stoked to receive it. From across the Spider-Verse, we have the unmasked variant of Spider-Punk, and Spider-Punk was of course a very popular character in Across the Spider-Verse, one of my favourites as well, not just because he's British, he just has this kind of really cool, he's punk rock essentially, right? And the figure looks absolutely banging. As we're going around here, we've got the kind of dreads, at least I think they're dreads. Again, I'm not good with hairstyles, I barely have any hair, so I do apologise if I'm mistaken with the exact kind of hairstyling. We've got that guitar at the back, like it kind of captures the art style of Across the Spider-Verse. And then we of course have him, like, I'm pretty sure this is a scene, like he's walking towards the camera unmasked, right? Well, I say towards the camera, it's an animation, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, we got all the piercings, the hands in the pocket, yeah, it's just such a really cool figure. Also from Across the Spider-Verse, we have another unmasked variant, this one of Spider-Man 2099. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to pick this one up. Like, I don't know if I do want the unmasked variants within my Spider-Verse collection, if that makes sense, but then I just showed off Spider-Punk unmasked, which is really cool. I do have the 3-pack from No Way Home. Yeah, I guess we already have a few unmasked ones into the collection. But the main reason I bought this is because we are heading to Japan, Star Wars Celebration in Japan, towards the end of April, and just earlier this week, Oscar Isaac actually got announced. Now, I'm not a big Poe Dameron fan, to be perfectly honest, and although I did enjoy Moon Knight, I don't really collect too many of the MCU figures, but I absolutely freaking love Spider-Man and this Spider-Verse trilogy. Who knows when that next film's going to come, and I figured, you know what, this would actually be a great one to get signed, because then we don't really, or won't ever have to take it out the box. So yeah, we are taking this one to Japan, to Star Wars Celebration, to get it signed by Oscar Isaac. So yeah guys, as I mentioned, we are heading to Japan, not just for Star Wars Celebration, we're making a big old holiday out of it. We're there for about 3.5 weeks. I cannot wait. We're going to be checking out a bunch of anime hotspots, Universal Studios, Disney, you know, both the Tokyo Disney as well as the Sea Resort, Disney Sea, whatever it's called, you guys know. Yeah, tons of stuff. I didn't quite get into the Nintendo Museum with the lottery, which is a bit annoying, so I'm hoping to pick up a ticket from the general sales. But yeah, we're also going to be checking out all like the cultural places, you know, tasting the food. I cannot wait. It's going to be an amazing trip, and we are going to be vlogging it all the way for you guys as well. So that is a really good reason to subscribe so you don't miss out on our adventures. But that does also lead me to the next Funko Pop here we've got to show off, which is the San Diego Comic-Con 2022 con exclusive sticker Cassian Andor. Now, I did already have the shared sticker exclusive that I picked up when this did drop back in 2022, but I wanted to grab this one because Diego Luna is also going to be at Star Wars Celebration, and I figured this would be a great one to get signed. I'll give you guys a real quick look at the figure because I have shown it off on the channel before, and it's nothing really too special, so I thought, you know what, it's not not one I'm going to really want to display out of the box, which makes it perfect for getting it signed. We've got one other Star Wars Funko Pop to check out. It is the Funko Shop exclusive Lights and Sounds IG-12 with Grogu. And I probably purchased this about 6 or 7 weeks ago in the sale leading up to Christmas. I definitely wasn't going to pay that £30 retail for it, but for £9, which is what it was discounted to at the time, I feel it is a pretty good buy. Yeah, it just got stuck in delivery over Christmas, and I had it delivered to my mum's where I was at Christmas, and then I had to go back and pick it up afterwards. That's why we're only getting to it now. But yeah, pretty cool figure. I think I've mentioned a few times when I've opened up Mandalorian figures in the last few months, I really did neglect the Mandalorian collection, so I need to go back and pick up all the pieces that I did miss. This was one of them, so really happy to get in the sale. I think it does look pretty cool with Grogu nestled there in IG-12. As I said, it is the Lights and Sounds one, so let's check those out now.
No. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
No. Yes.
Yeah. Fairly cool, I suppose. Moving on to some TV next, and from Parks and Rec, we have the Funko Shop exclusive Ron with Flu. Parks and Rec is another show I absolutely adore, and another one I've definitely been neglecting in terms of the Funko Pops. Definitely need to go back and buy some of the more recent releases, as well as some of those older ones, though don't know if I'll ever get the rarer Andy ones. Ron Swanson as well, one of my favourite characters in all of television, definitely within my top 10. This is the one where he gets the flu. I felt it was maybe like strep throat or something, or is strep throat a form of flu? I'm not entirely sure. And then Anne kind of takes care of him all day, and she says, like, doesn't he have a blood test or something? I think he has low potassium, and she suggests he eats a banana, which he reluctantly does, but then he kind of puts it in a burger, something like that. It's been a while since I saw the episode, but I definitely have memories. As I said, I really love the character. The pop looks great as well, the way they've done the eyes with that hat. I don't really know what those hats are called that kind of warm over the ears. Yeah, it's a really good one. Happy to add it to the Parks and Rec collection. We're now going to take a trip from Pawnee over to Scranton because I picked up a few Office Pops. First up, we have Andy Bernard with the ukulele. And I only started collecting the Office Funko Pops last year because that was the first time I actually watched the show. I completely binge-watched all seasons. I can't believe it took me so long. Like, I was never a huge fan of the OG, you know, the British version. Like, it was good. I thought it had a great ending, but I wasn't such a huge fan of it. I thought it was just really popular here because everyone, and I've experienced it too, that kind of office culture, the environment, especially having this kind of a-hole boss, right? But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the US version. I much preferred it, to be perfectly honest. That's just me. Please don't hate me, my fellow Brits. But yeah, Andy was a pretty cool character. He kind of had this really up and down arc. You loved him, you hated him, you loved him, you hated him kind of thing. But yeah, Ed Helms played him brilliantly. I'd love for him to come to a comic convention to get this signed one day. That would be absolutely friggin' awesome. But yeah, Andy with a ukulele, pretty good pop. Nothing like too crazy about it, but definitely a good one for the collection. I did also grab Stanley Hudson with the pretzel. So I just mentioned it'd be really cool if Ed Helms came to the UK for a Comic-Con so we could get the Andy Bernard Funko Pop signed, or Leslie David Baker, who played Stanley, is coming to the UK. He'll be at Comic-Con Liverpool at the start of May. So yeah, I picked this one up as a backup to get signed. I would really like to get the Florida Stanley one signed, so I've got plenty of time to pick it up still, but if I can't, then this one is actually the backup Stanley with the pretzel. Yeah, one of my favourite characters in The Office. I thought he was absolutely hilarious, this kind of deadpan comedy, but some things like made him really laugh. Yeah, just such a cool character. And lastly, from The Office, I also picked up Mo Schrute, who is Dwight's crazy cousin, played reluctantly by Michael Schur, who was one of the show's writers. He went on to co-create Parks and Rec, as well as creating Brooklyn Nine-Nine, another show I absolutely adore. Definitely need to pick up those 99 Pops at one point. Yeah, I don't know if Michael does Comic-Cons, like typically writers, creators don't, but then he acted in this role, so who knows. I don't think I mentioned Rainn Wilson is actually at Comic-Con Liverpool though, so I will definitely be getting one of my Dwight Funko Pops signed. I picked this up in a sale, yeah, during January. Pop Figures were giving you a one-time 25% off. That's actually where I picked up the Andor Con exclusives as well, so I got that for a pretty good price, and picked this one up for what it would have roughly been retail. I couldn't think of the word there. Its retail price back when it released in 2021 for New York Comic Con. This, of course, is the full convention, like, shared sticker exclusive. Speaking of shared sticker exclusives, I did pick up last year's summer convention shared exclusive of Number One Vaporizing from Stranger Things. And I'll be honest with you guys, when it comes to convention exclusives now, unless it's something I really want at the time, or I feel it's going to sell out, I just don't pick up. They're too expensive, man, when they first come out, and then they end up dropping in price months later. I mean, I picked this up for like £5 or £7 from Smith's Toys. I will say though, I didn't know that he was like the wall, the whole block, as you guys can see, there's nothing there on the back. Like, that's the pop, and then he's attached to the wall. I think that's pretty cool. I'd never like seen anyone unbox this before, so I wasn't 100% sure. It's of course when 11 blasts number 1, what's he called, number 1, whatever the kind of designation was, 001, into the wall, and he essentially gets vaporized and eventually turns into Vecna. Spoiler, pardon me. Apologies if you hadn't got that far in Stranger Things. But yeah, it's a pretty cool pop. Quite a unique one for sure. But yeah, as I said, the convention exclusives, they're just kind of too expensive now when they first drop. Just wait a bit and you'll get one for a really good price eventually. And we got one other Stranger Things Funko Pop to check out, guys, and this one's quite interesting. I have the Target exclusive campaign Eddie, but I ordered it from Funko Europe. I mean, I'm not complaining getting a US sticker. Maybe they just had overstock. And yeah, first looks at this out of the box, I gotta say, this is a really, really cool pop. Though I don't know if it's worth that £30 retail price. I picked it up in that sale, the one just before Christmas. Man, there've been so many sales recently, I've kind of forgot where I picked things up from. Yeah, this was from Funko Europe just before Christmas, and it was 50% off. So I got it for £15, which I think is pretty fair. Maybe even 20 could be fair, because it does look really cool as we're going round. Of course, Eddie, the Dungeon Master, the Game Master, laying out everything. We've got like the candles. It's all kind of a bit gothic with the chair. The other like lamp, I think that is, if I'm not mistaken. As we keep going around, we got the table, there's some like drinks on there, don't they? Did energy drinks exist in the 80s? Not 100% sure. And then we have the game board with some dice, some pieces on there. He's got his what do you call it, the Game Master. There is a word for it. It's not coming to me right now, where he kind of reads the rules and essentially dictates the game and stuff, right? We've got sheets of paper, probably character sheets and whatnot. Yeah, it's just a really, really cool pop. Of course, the Hellfire Club t-shirt there as well. Yeah, just really, really cool. Really happy to add this into the collection, especially for that good price. And I just actually thought this would be really cool to display with those NFT releases. Now, it wouldn't be screen accurate because Will had moved away. Lucas was like concentrating on his basketball career. But they released the NFT ones where it was essentially them as their D&D characters, the 4 boys, right? And so to like display them here with Eddie, I think that could be pretty cool. But like I said, it's not really screen accurate. Now, this next one may interest my fellow UK WWE fans. Guys, we have the Rock Final Boss, which has finally come to the UK. If you go on Smith's Toys, who I believe it is exclusive to here on the UK, you will see on their website they do have the stock image with the Fanatics exclusive sticker, when it does in fact actually come with the crappy Funko Special Edition sticker. No surprises there. This was a Fanatics release in the US, and it dropped not long after WrestleMania last year, so it's crazy. We've had to wait like 9 or 10 months to get this over here. But yeah, finally, as I said, in the collection. Love the Rock Final Boss. I will say that Netflix debut episode where he gave Cody his flowers and they kind of made up and all that sort of thing was a little bit disappointing, but I'll give WWE the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they'll take it somewhere else eventually. But yeah, really cool pop. It was his appearance on was it the second night actually when he came out? You know what, now I'm thinking about it though, did he not have like beige or white pants? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Either way, it's a really cool pop. It captures his tats. Love the Rock. We've got like this whole really cool evolution of the Rock as well. I think the only one we truly really need now is maybe the Nation of Domination Rock. If they ever make that one, we've really got like the full evolution of the Rock throughout his WWE years. I also picked up a few more Pokemon pops for the collection. First up, we have Teddy Ursa. And I mean, I keep repeating myself, I guess, but I did pick these up in another sale. Teddy Ursa was literally a $5, I think from Be More Geek, if memory serves me right. But yeah, guys, I do have to say, a lot of the common releases, I tend to just hold off now, unless it's a line that I really, really like and really, really enjoy, or maybe think it's going to like sell out initially. Maybe there's a chase variant or something like that. I tend to leave the commons alone because they will eventually come down in price. I mean, a $5 for Teddy Ursa, when like months ago when it first released, even maybe probably last year, well, definitely last year, it would have retailed for like £13. So I think that's like a no-brainer essentially, right? We do finally have it in the collection. Teddy Ursa looking very, very cute there, sitting down with the wave. I also grabbed Blaziken, or is it Blaziken? I mean, I've never really been too sure. I've always assumed Blaziken because of fire and that, right? If I'm mistaken, someone drop a comment below. But yeah, I'll be honest with you guys, my Pokemon knowledge, like Gen 1, very, very knowledgeable. It was kind of my era and stuff. Gen 2, somewhat knowledgeable, but then when it goes to like Gen 3 and onwards, and of course Blaziken, whatever his name is of course from Gen 3, then it's like a little bit ropey. I'm pretty much going on playing Pokemon Go more than anything. But he is the final evolved form of Torchic. And I do have to say, this pop actually kind of puts some of the deluxe and even Pop Plus pops to shame, because he is one big boy in that box. And this really is just a common release. Picked it up from Smith's Toys just the other day for £7. Again, these prices are dropping, guys, if you want to, pick up, especially some of the Pokemon pops. I've noticed a lot of these being in sales recently because we of course have the new wave coming out. I think it's just released in the US, comes out in the UK next week, which consists of Suicune, Zorua, as well as Gengar. But I've actually got from the last wave here the Alolan Raichu, which was another purchase from Smith's Toys, once again for £7. And this didn't even release too long ago. Maybe it was still like 5-6 months ago. I think it was around August, September 2024. Is he also the first Alolan variant we've had? I think he is, right? I can't entirely remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure. Alolan Raichu, these kind of like Hawaiian versions, essentially, right? I think that's kind of what the whole Alolan thing was. And I mean, he's essentially using his tail as a surfboard. It's really, really cool. I do have to say, I'm not 100% sure if I have the original Raichu in my collection. Like, I've been so bad with Pokemon over the years. I've grabbed some things here and there. Like, I'm not even sure I have a Charmander, to be honest, and he was one of my favorite Pokemon. I've added another Naruto Funko Pop to the collection, guys. We have the Chalice Collectibles exclusive pre-release Itachi Uchiha, or more specifically, the reanimated or Edo Tensei Itachi Uchiha. This is a Funko Pop I've wanted them to make for such a long time. Now, not because I feel it's Itachi's best look, to be honest. He looks so much cooler in the Akatsuki robes, the Ambu outfit as well. Like, those pops are definitely better than this one, in my opinion. But the reason I wanted them to make this one is because I would love to get it signed by Crispin Freeman with one of my favorite quotes in all of Naruto, when he's talking about the jutsu weakness in the battle with Kabuto. I think the quote, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, it's every jutsu has a weakness. The weakness of this jutsu and risk is simply me. I think it's something along those lines anyway. It's been a while since I watched it, but I always, like, Itachi's my favorite character, not just in Naruto, probably in all of anime, to be honest. Such a wonderful character. The only shame is that Crispin Freeman hasn't done a physical con since before COVID. So I don't know if he's like isolated and he's never going to do a con again. I know some voice actors are kind of like that. It is a shame if that's the case. Although he has been doing a lot of like Streamly stuff, but that's quite expensive for us in the UK to, send over to the US and stuff. So fingers crossed he can come to the UK one day, because he also plays like Guillaume in Demon Slayer, so I'd love to get that pop signed as well. But yeah, here's hoping. Either way, it still is a cool pop, don't get me wrong. I just do prefer the others. We've kind of got some dust and dirt particles. That was a bit of a mouthful there for me. In the background, we got the Sharingan eyes as well. Yeah, it does look really cool. There was a chase variant for this, which was simply metallic. I mean, Funko, just stop, especially with Naruto. So many chases recently have been metallic. I think there was like a Ichigo one on Bleach as well. Just stop, Funko. It's like the laziest chase idea out there. So I just mentioned Bleach. I picked up 3 Bleach Funko Pops for my collection. First up then we have Uryu Ishida, and as you guys can see, I wasn't lucky enough to get the glow-in-the-dark chase. So I picked this up from that same Funko Europe sale just before Christmas. I think I paid £6 for it, so I honestly wasn't expecting the chase. I mean, that would have been crazy, right? Paying £6 and getting the glow-in-the-dark chase variant. But regardless, it's still a very cool pop, and Uryu is a very cool character. In terms of my placement in Bleach, if you guys have been following along, so I finished I kind of got halfway through the Arrancar arc, like the Hueco Mundo, and then it took the break, and now they're on this filler arc with like the princess and the clan and the new captain that came in. Like, A lot of people told me just to skip the filler, but I'm kind of like a bit of a completionist, if that makes sense. So I wanted to watch it all, but yeah, this filler, it's not really doing it for me. I definitely want to get back to Hueco Mundo, you know, especially to see what happens with Ichigo. Like, Bleach is something I actually haven't spoiled for myself. Like, I spoiled Naruto for myself, I spoil and continue to spoil One Piece for myself. But yeah, Bleach I haven't really spoiled too much. So yeah, interesting to see where the show goes. I will say I'm not feeling it as much. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love it. I really enjoy it. It probably is in one of my top 10 animes, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I did both Naruto and One Piece, if I am being honest. But regardless of that, I'm still thoroughly enjoying the show, and I really do love the Funko Pops as well. We picked up the Entertainment Earth exclusive Soifon, who is the captain of the 2nd Division and commander-in-chief of Secret Tactics, at least up to the point where I am in the story. I don't know if that changes later. As I said, I haven't really spoiled too much for myself as it relates to Bleach. Yeah, if you guys hadn't gathered, I am watching the dub. I will never get into the stupid sub-dub or just watch what you want, because I think it's like the Court Guard captains, it's like the Gotai 13, is that how you pronounce that? And the Secret Tactics are the Onmitsukido. Again, if I have mispronounced, I really do apologize. I definitely should be learning those pronunciations with my upcoming trip to Japan. But yeah, as I said, I'm enjoying Bleach. Soifon seems a pretty cool character. I don't really know too much about her, other than that she does have this kind of infatuation with Yoroichi, but then who doesn't? Alright, we've got one more Bleach Funko Pop to go, guys, and as I said, I wasn't expecting the chase for Uryu Ishida. I am hoping we get the chase for this one, though, the recent Funko Shop exclusive Sosuke Aizen. I bought 2 of them. I haven't done that for quite a while. Did we get the chase and the regular? No, I'm not seeing any chase sticker. Yeah, sadly enough, we weren't lucky. Just 2, well, they're not really commons because they're still exclusives. Let's call them non-chases. And I actually can't really talk too much about this pop because I haven't reached this point in the story yet. I mean, yes, I've met Aizen. Yes, I've seen him in Hueco Mundo. Have I seen him looking like this? I mean, I guess so if that is his dress in Hueco Mundo, but this looks like more a kind of battle style pose. He definitely looks, dare I say, a bit more sexier. Like, he's got a bit more going on than that kind of nerdy glasses look that he had when he was a Court Guard captain. But yeah, I can't really wait, as I said, to get back to Hueco Mundo. I'm not really feeling this filler arc right yet, or right now I should say, and haven't been since it really started. So yeah, definitely need to get back to the canon stuff. That I'm definitely thoroughly enjoying and want to see more, definitely, of Aizen. Moving on to some One Piece next, guys, I did pick up the exclusive Soba Mask, who is of course Sanji in the Germa 66 raid suit. Sanji is my favourite character in One Piece. I freaking love this story. It went into his like backstory so much. It was really cool because so many times leading up to this you were like, oh, where was Sanji during that moment? Why didn't he have this fight? Why was his wanted poster so weird? And then it kind of all made sense, right? I won't like spoil the story too much for you guys if you haven't got to this point yet. But yeah, it's really cool. Very worth a watch. And then he of course gets the raid suit, which in itself looks really cool. The number 3 on the back, the Germa 66 like headphones, earphones, whatever you want to call them, the glasses, you can still see the eyebrow, and we're on this kind of red base, the kick, right? The what's the word? Diablo Jumbe, isn't it? I think, off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I actually just never picked this up. So when these first dropped, I want to say, I don't think they were last year. I want to say these were 2023 releases, right? So when they announced all these like One Piece, like there was this massive One Piece announcement, and I pre-ordered a bunch of mine with the US stickers because I do tend to prefer US stickers if it wasn't obvious, at least for things that I'm going to get signed from DJ Collectibles. And I did order this, and I actually happened to get the chase. And I was like, the chase is a little bit disappointing because with a raid suit, he can, of course, turn invisible. But the pop, like, they made it translucent, but it looked more kind of candle waxy. So I was a bit disappointed with that and wanted to always pick this one up. So eventually I have. Like, I feel it just didn't restock for ages, and now it's kind of easily available everywhere. But yeah, we finally have the Soba Mask non-chase in the collection. Didn't really bother with a sticker. I've already got a Sanji signed by Eric Vale, which makes me very happy. And speaking of Sanji and the invisible capabilities of that raid suit, let us not forget he did use it to do some Master Jiraiya style research on this lovely lady, Nami. Here we have the wanted poster. And I wanted to ask all my US viewers, has this dropped for you yet in the US? Because I thought it was going to be a TargetCon exclusive. I mean, maybe it still is, but all the images I've seen have that standard Target exclusive sticker, not the TargetCon sticker that I've seen with some of the other drops coming. And I don't believe TargetCon has happened just yet. I mean, if it has and I'm mistaken, I guess just ignore everything I just said, especially for those of you watching the video in the future. But yeah, this actually dropped for us, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe, on Funko Europe. Sold out pretty quick. But yeah, all the Funko drops recently have been a bit weird. Like the Operation Super Smart Power and Denji, that dropped, I want to say, like 4 or 5 weeks here for us in the UK and Europe before it did in the US. Yet, like the Ace from One Piece for the Marine Ford arc, that hasn't dropped yet, and that dropped weeks ago in the US. And then the Whitebeard on Moby Dick, that dropped at the same time. So the drops have just all been a bit weird. But yeah, happy to get this one into the collection. I freaking love the wanted posters. Yes, we do have the crappy special edition sticker over here, but I'm honestly thinking about peeling all of those off for my wanted posters when I eventually do display them all. One thing I will say is that Funko just need to make these quicker, man. If we're getting like 1 or 2 a year, like that's just going to take forever to get all of these, because I think they are a really cool idea. Now, of course, the elephant in the room on this one is how Nami is posed. Because of the Funko big head aesthetic, it was really hard to kind of match her picture, right, with that kind of, I guess, sexy pose with the arms kind of up and around the head, pulling up the hair. So they've more gone with like the, I guess, like brushing the hair underneath, if that kind of makes sense. I think you guys kind of know what I mean. Still trying to get the somewhat sexy look, how she always posed that way for her, for like the wanted poster look. I don't know, maybe there's a massive perv in the Marines who just found these pictures and wanted them for her wanted poster. But yeah, it does make her left arm, a lot of people said, like, surely she's dislocating her shoulder that way. It kind of does look like that, but otherwise it's still a really, really cool poster. Happy to add it to the collection. As I said, Funko, you need to get a move on making more and more of these in the year. I want like 3, 4, 5 a year, not 1 or 2. So yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to pull that Eisen chase earlier, but we are going to finish this video with 2 chases that I found in the wild, which is very, very uncommon for me. Very, very lucky. First up, nothing too crazy, because this released quite a while ago and there have been tons of restock. We do have the glow-in-the-dark chase exclusive Luffy Gear 5. And I'll give you guys a quick look at this one, because we have shown it off on the channel before. In fact, you know what, when these first dropped, I may have bought 2 of them hoping to get the chase and the common combo, and I definitely didn't. So yeah, I may now own this 3 times. But yeah, at least we do have the chase now into the collection. I grabbed it from Smith's Toys, as I said. I did go there and buy a few things in the sale, and this was actually behind a common there on the shelf, and I thought, you know what, the old saying, don't leave a chase behind. I have, because they're things that I just don't collect. But yeah, I collect One Piece, and although this chase isn't anything great, I figured let's add it to the collection. But yeah, I'll give you guys a quick look at the glow, but it's not great. All right, if I do recall, I think it is just the cloud that glows. Yeah, man, it would have been so much better if they did the hair as well. Like, that could have looked pretty epic, to be honest. But yeah, it's just the cloud that goes round, in which, yeah, you got to say, it's pretty lazy. I said earlier that metallic chases are the laziest. When it comes to glow in the dark, this one's pretty lazy as well. So we're down to our final pop, guys. As I said, we're finishing the video with 2 chases. Check it out. I did actually manage to find the Chase Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. And it was actually just sitting there on a shelf in HMV. And it's quite funny because it looked like someone had been going through the shelves. Like, they were very messy. I hate it when people do that. Clean up after yourselves, guys. So I tidied up the shelves. But then just on another shelf, just literally to the left of that, it was just right there. I mean, maybe they don't collect Baldur's Gate 3, and they did leave the chase behind. But yeah, I was very happy to get it. I will say, though, I've still yet to play Baldur's Gate 3. Like, my brother and I wanted to start a co-op campaign together just after Christmas, and then that just hasn't happened, and now there's kind of no point us starting it before we head to Japan. So yeah, it's something we'll probably do sometime in May, June. Like, maybe it'll be a summer playthrough for us, but I really can't wait to get round to it. I think the Funko Pops look great. They've only released 3 so far, but they are all kind of like selling out, kind of hard to get. I know Karlak especially, my good friends over at Cult Collectibles, who, by the way, let me just plug it, if you use our code Geek Lounge, you can actually get 20% off your first order on Cult Collectibles. You can find the link in the description below to their website. They've had loads of Karlaks in stock, pardon me. I don't know if they've got any more, but he told me he was selling tons of them because he seemed to be the only one who had them in stock. But they will restock eventually, and more are on the way. The Chase variant here with Asterion, as I said, I haven't played the game, but I just did a little bit of reading. I think he comes with the Necromancy of Thai, however you pronounce that. I want to say Thay, maybe Thay. Again, my pronunciation is awful at the best of times, but yeah, it does look cool. I love all the little kind of gold bits on his outfit, and of course on the necromancy there. Those details are all pretty sick. Yeah, very happy to get this chase into the collection and cannot wait to play Baldur's Gate 3. And I have to say, my chase luck in the wild the last 6 or 7 months has been really, really good, as opposed to online, where it used to be really good. Now I'm kind of finding more chases in the wild, which is a little bit crazy. But is that a sign of the way things are with Funko? I'm not going to use the word dead. That's stupid. Funko's not dead. I will admit maybe it's in a decline, but the whole, oh, it's the new Beanie Babies, that's just stupid. It's not the new Beanie Babies. But it's definitely in a decline, that's for sure. And, you know, finding these chases on the shelves, is that a sign of the decline, essentially? I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section below. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you want to check out some of our other content, there is some links for you guys. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, nerds.